the fallout continues from comments made by ESPN's Tony Kornheiser about his fellow ESPN anchor, Hannah Storm. He is now suspended for 2 weeks for saying the following. This is what he said. Quote, Hannah Storm is in a horrifying outfit today. She's got on red go-go boots and a Catholic school plaid skirt, way too short for somebody in her 40s. So, were the comments sexist or just stupid? Joining me are television personality and former sportscaster Pat O'Brien, former anchor for CBS The Early Show and author of Good Enough Mother, Renee Seiler, and TV News executive and former EP of Good Morning America and The Early Show, Shelley Ross. Okay, all of you, what do you think about his comments? I'll start with you, Renee.
Well, I think he was doing what he's been hired to do, which is to sort of stir the pot. Were they crass? Yeah, I think they were crass. I think that if that's what he wanted to say, and I also don't think that he was right to demean or debase someone that he works with. I think that was the issue that ESPN
that's what
had with it.
That is their issue at ESPN. But, Pat, you worked in sports. Did his comments surprise you, or is this just, de rigueur for sports media?
By the way, look at that outfit that Tony Kornheiser has on in that picture. And by the way, Joy, your outfit is not horrifying today. You always look beautiful. No, I think it was as a matter of being stupid. Look, we're talking about Tony Kornheiser here, not Brian Williams, Bob Costas, Edward R. Murrow. This is Tony Kornheiser. And you're right, this is what he's hired to do. And I'm not so sure. I mean, I'm sure now he wants his remarks back. But, when you're on the radio that long, and by the way, these are all men-dominated radio shows. I was on the way over here today. I heard them talking, a couple of guys, a couple of jerks actually, talking about Danica Patrick. And they're saying she's a go-daddy girl, and I wonder if she wants to sleep with me and all this kind of stuff. It's men-dominated talk radio, and that's what you get.
Mm-hmm. Why do you think this caused such a stir, Shelley?
It was stupid and sexist. And I think it has to do with the environment. There's Howard Stern. It's raunchy when you're invited, when you're there. It's like being at a dinner party. You know what your company is. You know who your audience is. I don't think Kornheiser has that kind of show. It's not the drive time. It's not, I want to sleep with that race car driver. She's hot. He's smart. He's clever. He's sophisticated. And it was inappropriate, but really stupid.
One of the newspapers this morning, I won't mention the name of it because they attacked me a little bit. But I was accused of treating men like sex objects because this person said that in one episode on The View, I touched Zac Efron's hair. And I've also offered myself to George Clooney whenever he's available. And I told President Obama he was very sexy one time before he ran for president. So do you think that what I did is as bad as Kornheiser? No. This person put it in the same category.
It's not. That's my dinner party metaphor. When we watch The View, we know you girls are raunchy. We know somebody's going to have a hand on a knee. Hugh Jackman's going to come out and you're going to tease him to take his shirt off. Yeah. Your guests know it and your audience knows it. That's what you tune in for. And if you're politically correct and you don't like it, you don't watch The View. People who tune in for that, that's what they want. That's
I made a fool of myself over Benicio del Toro, I'll tell you right now.
I would have too, actually.
But to me, that's just being playful and you're in front of, just playing around. And Pat, isn't it true that men love it when women do it to them?
I'm not sure I like the wording of that question right off the bat. But, yeah, I've been on The View. I love the adoration I get from the women of The View. And Shelley's right. It's your demographic. I mean, you know exactly who's watching, listening to your show. And you know those women, if they're sitting next to Hugh Jackman, they want to put their arms around him as well. And Howard Stern knows exactly who his audience is.
But maybe Kornheiser does, too. Maybe
he knows who his audience is. I think that Tony, there might be something else about this, too. I mean, ESPN is very HR aware these days, and I'm sure that there might be something else going on. Not that Tony's done anything wrong, but, I think there's a lot of sensitivity at ESPN. But I'm sure it was just said offhand. They looked at the screen. He saw, I have a tie that looks like that outfit that Hannah was wearing, and I kind of like that tie. I was going to wear it today, but I thought it'd be too much of a sight joke.
Well, skip it.
I'm sure he wants it back. It's a stupid thing.
Shelley, do you want to say something? Because I was reading that you have a phrase you have a phrase called sister killers. What does that mean?
Right. It was a different part of sexism in the media.
What does it mean?
It really is, to me, those are the women who were there the generation before who maybe want to be the only women in the boardroom, maybe the only women in the newsroom. And maybe this columnist, suddenly, you know, she's not taking a female feminist side. Again, the comments about Hannah Storm, who we've both worked with, are really, I think, subconsciously, they detract from the fact that she is a really great sports reporter.
Right, and what about the ageism implicit in the conversation? That the outfit is inappropriate for a woman in her 40s or 50s? Come on.
But I do think that ESPN perhaps mishandled this. I think that Hannah, we know Hannah. Hannah is quite capable of taking care of herself. She's smart, and she has an amazing body, and she can take care of herself.
Right.
And so I think for ESPN to suspend him, I don't know. I feel like maybe that was killing a fly with a cannon.
Okay, thank you, everybody. I ran out of time.